All right, to build a rocket, you need the rocket kit. You need something safe to do it on. Glue, pen or pencil, a ruler, something to cut with, and some tape. Step one is to glue the little white piece, folding it over your tray, into the blue nose cone. And then you need to set that aside to let it dry. All right, the next step is to take the main tube part of the fuselage and draw, using the ruler, draw a straight line all the way down. Can you see it?
No.
All right, so you may have to use like a Sharpie, a fine point Sharpie, in order to get it to show up because of the tube. Is it straight? Okay, next make a mark or a small cut, but perfectly lined up with each other, 1.5 inches from each end. Okay, and then another one, 1.5 inches. And if you just made a mark, you need to make a small incision at each point that's 1.5 inches line mark. So now we have 2 small incisions. So I'm going to show you on a later step, with the rocket at a later step, how that we didn't do something right, which is that on the fin, in the next couple of steps, there's a notch here that should go over this tailpiece, and that makes it easy to slide on. And then with this ring down here, there's actually a corresponding notch for the rubber band to go through to help line everything up. So look for those on these next steps. Next, take the little metal hook and insert it into one of the ends. And that's going to hold the engine in. Not that one. That one. Okay. And then take the fins and slide them on. Other way, Matthew. Slide it on so it almost reaches the metal hook. And then put some glue around the end. Kind of right in here. In a circle around. and slide the fins down. Okay, maybe just a tiny bit farther than that, but you definitely don't want it to go over the end. And that is actually going to hold the tail hook in place. Terrific. Okay, next you need to feed the rubber band through the slit at the other end. And you might need to use a tool to kind of push it in to get it started. And you have to push it with your fingers until it comes out.
And this is going to be for your parachute.
Okay, now pull it almost, but not all the way through, because we got to glue that little end. Good. Now, put some glue on the end of the, there, and on the rocket right around it. Oops, but not on your fingers.
This is very unlucky.
All right, after you have glue over the rubber band and around it, slip on this ring, and that's going to hold the rubber band down. Be careful about the glue, and make sure that the holes line up on the ring and the fin. And ideally, you would have put the notches in right. So the hole on the fin is under here. Okay, and can you turn it? Too late. So now the holes in the guide rod and the holes for the guide rod and the ring and the fins line up. All right, so last you're going to tape the streamer on. So the tape goes all the way onto the streamer on both sides to make it secure. So now it's taped about halfway down the streamer. And then I'm going to tie, my helper has left, but we're going to tie the nose cone on the end of the rubber band. At this point, you can leave it like this until the rocket derby, and we'll put the wadding in and then assemble it. Or you can go ahead and roll up the streamer, and in the instructions they suggest kind of folding by thirds, and then you kind of roll it up to make it as small as possible. And then you put it into the tube, and you might get a little help getting that rubber band in there from a pencil. You don't want to shove it too down, but you do want it to go down far enough so that you can get it connected. Now, do not glue this part because you want this to separate and the streamer to come out after it launches so that it will land safely. And we'll see you at the Rocket Derby.